want to talk about today? You want to talk about software stocks? You want to talk about earnings? You want to talk? We got a lot. Dealer's choice today. How about that? Okay, whatever you want to talk about, because we can take this in many directions. I got JC here. I got Strazza here. I got Brian Lund in the house. Will be on in a half hour. Kenny Glick will be on. It's been several weeks, maybe a month, since we spoke to Mary. Mary will be on the show today. See what she's been doing. Maybe some selling. I don't know. We'll find out. Good morning, chat. Everyone is here. Good. We're all hitting the like button. Thank you very much. Good. On we go. JC, Steve, are you in the house? You here? Good. Let's do this.
Oh, we out here. We out here.
Hey, guys.
Going in the city today. You know how I get all excited when I'm in the city. City boy. Doing city things, Strazza. City things.
What are you doing?
You know, podcast, dinners, happy hours, whatnot. You know.
That's cool.
That's nice.
Standard. You know. That's what's nice about not being a Florida man. I can just pop in the city whenever I want.
I'll wave to you as you drive by my house.
Strazza doesn't even like New York City.
No.
Strazza likes New York City with me, though.
It's better.
It's better. Oh, man. So I was told that silver and gold are done. That was it? That was it, I was told. They were laughing at me, Spencer. You remember that?
I don't think anybody... Wait, the last couple of days?
Yeah. I was told that was it. That was it. There's no more. I'm like, all right, I guess we'll see. No, I think that this volatility
is 25% off its highs. For everybody who's listening, silver is 25% below its highs from 4 days ago.
And what, 30-40% off the lows?
Oh.
Whoa. It's not at a high or a low.
15%.
What was the low? What was the correction low in silver? I'm completely out. So I don't have a horse in this race. I'm just pointing out what's going on.
74? 71, sorry.
I mean, you know, what is that? Math majors, 30%, 37%? Just saying. Volatility goes in both directions. And like we talked about, shout out Jeff Hirsch. The biggest moves of all time happen in the worst markets. And then here you go.
Dude, PayPal's going to zero. Like, it is. It's crazy to think. I use it.
PayPal's not going to zero.
I only use it for eBay for my magazine collection. It's really all I use.
I've been looking at charts for a long time.
This is what's happening.
This stock is headed to zero. Maybe gets bought out. I don't know, but this is what charts look like for stocks that are going to zero. And this is bad.
I got one chart, and then we'll do state of the markets. Throw up the slide 3 there. This is what's going on here in the markets. This is the biggest thing. Spencer's like, you say that every day, JC. Well, I think this is a big one. Come on. I think this is a big one. Am I wrong? No?
Yeah. Value, baby.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is a big deal. I mean, this is the story, is it not?
Yeah, it's been the story. So what do you do with this information? What's the trade?
I think it just reiterates the types of stocks that are working in this environment and the types of stocks that are not. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh my God, this like earth-shattering revelation. Like, we know these things. Like, you know the stocks we've been buying. You know the stocks we've been staying away from.
If there's absolute wreck in growth, the breakout industrials fails. The breakout and regional banks fails. A lot of the value stuff will follow. Energy will probably be okay. Staples will probably be fine. But a lot of these groups will follow tech lower if the selling doesn't stop. They won't be isolated from it at all.
Throw up the news slide too, because this is another interesting story that definitely nobody's talking about. Like, nobody is talking about this. And so we're seeing the highest levels for value stocks relative to growth stocks since last spring. But an interesting thing happened at COVID that nobody's talking about, right? There's a lot of other things that happen after COVID, obviously. So plenty of ways to get distracted. But notice how value continued to underperform growth at the large cap level. So in other words, large cap growth continued to make new highs and continued to dominate the market after COVID. But at the small cap level, you already saw the turn, right? The extreme low for small cap value relative to growth was the COVID lows. This is a major, major divergence across two different cap scales, right?
Yeah.
Well, are you saying the top line looks good? Because it doesn't look, maybe it looks better of the two.
Well, this is a zoomed out look going back 25 years.
No, I know.
I
know.
Understand that growth has been an outperformer. In other words, this line's been going down, meaning that value stocks have been underperforming for decades. So if you're a value investor, you've had a tough time. It's been a growth world, as we all know, particularly in the United States.
Right.
At the small cap level, on the other hand, you already saw the turn 5 years ago. These are secular trends. This is not a day trade. But when we're looking at these new highs in value and we zoom out and see what's been happening longer term, big difference.
No, it's really amazing. You could see it in sentiment too. I mean, these tech stocks are coming out reporting great earnings and getting killed. Then some mid-cap, basic-ass industrial stock with a market growth rate comes out, misses earnings, and is up 5%. It's very, that's the world we're in now.
So you've got the Russell 2000 small cap index closing the month in new all-time highs, both value and growth, by the way, both of them all-time highs. Granted, value might be outperforming in the small cap space, but both of them are making all-time highs, and the Russell 2000 is making all-time highs, and the mid-cap 400 index hit all-time highs, and the micro cap index, which is smaller than small caps, riskier than small caps, the micro cap index hitting new all-time highs 4 consecutive months. This sucker, the microcap index, Russell microcaps closed at the highest levels ever, 4 months in a row. And it is up. The microcap index is up 9 months in a row. Microcaps. And we sitting here talking about it's only 7 stocks. Sitting here talking about mega caps. Mega caps? Sitting here talking about mega caps.
Yeah, man.
Not a game. Mega caps. So that's how I see it. And then let's do a little state of the markets, and I've got an interesting chart.
Okay.
All right, Dow up 1/3%. 49,500, Spencer, 500 points away from Dow 50,000. Very exciting, very exciting. S&P 500, 69.56, just under 7,000. Big level. We'll talk about that in a minute. NASDAQ 100, 25,400, down slightly, leading the way lower today. Bond market, pretty flat, 114.5 on the 30-year bonds. Crude oil flat, 63 and change. Copper down 1%, 602. Still above 6 for copper. Gold up 2.6%, back above 5,000. 50.64 for gold, 5,064 for gold, up 2.6% today. Silver up almost 9% today, back above 90, up 7 points, 90.52, 90.5 for silver with the VIX. VIX still pushing 18, relatively flat this morning, but still pushing 18. Big. I say it every day. It's just surprising just how high the volatility index continues to be, and then you're seeing the movements in the stock market, so it makes sense. 75,000 for Bitcoin, relatively flat today. Ethereum 2,200, down 1% on the day. That's right, you heard that. Ethereum 2,200. Solana 94, just under 95, down 3% on the day. Still under 100 for Solana. Total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, 2.52. We're all the way down to $2.52 trillion in market cap, which is the lowest levels since last April.
See, it's funny you say that the VIX is high, because it spiked up to 20 yesterday, and when I saw that, and based on like my own observations of the Twitter and the Reddit, I would have thought it would have been even higher. I was actually surprised it was only 20.
It got crushed. The day before too. Both days it ripped to 20 and then backed off hard. Both days. And what's also interesting is that the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline line was up yesterday.
I did not see that.
Well, maybe you should look a little harder, Spencer, or you just.
Well, there was a.
You know, I'm looking at it.
All I
You know
know
I'm
is
bringing it up.
there was a lot more down than there was up yesterday.
Well,
No.
clearly
No.
that was not the case.
Majority of stocks in the S&P 500 were up yesterday.
Yeah, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline line was literally positive yesterday, Spencer.
That makes sense. The
Then
problem
what
is
was I seeing?
the biggest, most important stocks are getting lambasted, and that will flow through. You're already seeing it flow from parts of tech to other parts of tech. Industrials aren't safe. Financials aren't safe. The consumer stocks will get hit too if the selling doesn't stop. They can't just keep Mag 7s can't just keep collapsing out here.
It's $20 trillion in the Mag 7. $20 trillion. Right?
Yeah, it's too much money. You can't
that becomes you start seeing a source of funds. Like my buddy the other day, we were having a pregame before the concert, right? And he
creates a liquidity. It creates a liquidity event,
right? So he's like, "Oh, my uranium stocks got killed because silver crashed." So we're talking about the silver crash on Friday night, and he's like, "My uranium stocks got killed." And it's not so much that there's a correlation. I was trying to explain. It's not so much that there's a correlation between silver and uranium. But I could assure you, and I was telling him on Friday night, Drew, shout out to Drew if you're listening out there. I was telling Drew, it's like not so much that they're correlated. It's that whatever institution blew up today, I was talking about Friday, whatever institution blew up today also owned uranium, right? And so they're blowing up and liquidating their uranium positions. One has nothing to do with the other, but that's what's happening out there, right? It becomes a source of funds, whether they like it or not. These margin clerks are going to do it for you, and they'll just spray the market. They ain't using limit orders.
Yep. Small caps will get crushed too. You'll see a big red day that is broad-based, unlike yesterday in the future. If the selling in tech doesn't stop, these stocks are too important.
Strazza, you're not too much into voodoo, although you're a Florida man. Throw up slide 6. There's probably more voodoo in Florida than any other state, right? Would you agree with that?
Definitely parts of it.
Like Caribbean voodoo?
I understand what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, I know you understand, but like other people don't.
I'm aware.
I would say maybe Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana. Yeah, good call, Spencer. Come
Louisiana's
on, Spencer coming in from the back row there. Good call. You're right.
New Orleans is weird, dude.
Wait, voodoo.
It's not that Caribbean voodoo like Florida in general does.
Oh, so we are referring to the VOO, the S&P 500 for the voodoo. I got it. Okay.
Nope.
Yes.
They're putting beans out for statues and rooms you can't go in. It's all sorts of stuff. Yes. Wild. Shout out to voodoo if you're into voodoo. I'm not hating. I'm just kind of fascinated by the whole thing.
So this is voodoo in the VOO.
It's not just the Haitians. The Cubans get down with it too, and some others too. It's not just the Haitians. Haitians really get down with it, but there's others.
Haitians are hardcore. Jamaicans too.
Jamaicans, yeah. No, you get the Santeros as the Cuban ones. The Santeros, they dress all in white for like months at a time. They can't white shoes, white shirt. Wild. You see them walking around. It's like, oh, there's a Santero. All right. So anyway, speaking of voodoo, this is the Fibonacci's clustering together right here, Strazza. You got the 261.8% extension from the bear market in 22. This is the 161.8% extension from the tariff tantrum last spring. And believe it or not, the 685.4% extension from the great financial crisis collapse. All of that right here, so I have a hard time ignoring this and being like, oh, it's just coincidence. It's just random. These numbers don't mean anything, right? So like, and it goes in both directions, right? Like market struggling here makes sense, but the implications of an upside resolution here, takes you to 8,000 on the S&P, which is a long ways away. I just don't know if it's going to come from lower prices or higher prices, but really fascinating to see the market doing what it's doing right here, right? Like, am I crazy, or is the market really respecting these levels?
Yeah. Look, there's a lot going on. You got fibs from a while ago in some cases. Logical level. That makes sense.
A lot of them.
Here's the truth. The market has been shaky since October, September. Breadth then improved, and it looked like we were going to make new highs. Now we have like a weighting problem where the group that's getting absolutely decimated is just too important to the whole market. If software stops the bleeding here today and is up 5%, S&P breaks out in a major way, right? It's literally just software's got to get its shit together. They come out every day and sell these things another 5%. S&P 500 is not going to break out in that environment. Just not.
Are you impressed with home construction in this environment? I am.
Not really.
Regional banks. What about regional banks hitting new 52-week highs? Are you impressed
I'm a
by
little
that?
impressed. I'm impressed by regional banks, but I'll tell you something else. You're not going to have a situation where private equity companies are down 5-10% every day. KKR, Blackstone, they're all getting absolutely crushed, taken to the woodshed, and regional banks are sticking their breakouts to new highs. Those two things, I don't see them happening together.
And new 52-week highs for regional banks yesterday.
So that probably fails miserably if the selling continues. The private equity thing is really what you have to watch. Private equity's got to stop
I
collapsing.
misspoke on the regional banks. That would be new 3-year highs for regional banks.
Yeah. And I think they're a major failed breakout alert. You got to watch these private equity companies.
But my Citizens Financial just made new highs. Why should I give a shit about private equity, and why should I give a shit about software stocks if my Citizens Financial Group is hitting new highs?
You just made the point. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
The market's disagreeing with you, so I trust them. I feel like I trust the market more than I trust you.
Yeah, maybe you should, but you'll probably be wrong. So I own a ton of regional banks too. I have for a very long time. They've been great investments, but I will be
Citizens
selling
Financial new all-time highs yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm just busting balls. I agree with you at a certain point. Yes, at a certain point, the selling that's taking place in these areas is going to spill into the others. At some point, yes, it has to. It just hasn't yet.
It started yesterday. It started yesterday. Well, look at the candles in Nvidia, Broadcom, AMD.
Okay, fine, but that's within tech. That's tech.
Yeah, but it's hardware. These are the ones they're telling you are immune. Getting absolutely slaughtered yesterday. So we'll see. But it's spreading to tech already. If it spreads to the broader market, look out.
The equally weighted NASDAQ 100 yesterday got smoked. Just an FYI, right?
I got a question for you,
Sure.
JC. If cryptos are just software stocks, what does that mean?
Dude, the equally weighted NASDAQ 100 was down 3% yesterday. That's a lot. For an equally weighted index?
The NASDAQ got destroyed yesterday. At one point, it looked very bad, was able to claw back some of the losses.
Guys, it's coming back to this. Throw up the slide 3. It comes back to this.
What?
This is it. This is what you need to know. It's not good or bad. It's just different. Throw it up, guys. Show them. Show them again.
No, I said cryptos are software stocks.
Yeah.
Right? You've told us this.
Yep.
What does that mean for cryptos right now?
It's not good at all for cryptos. Cryptos are software stocks, and they're selling off with software. Makes sense. Crypto is just reiterating that we were right about crypto stocks being software stocks. That's all that's happening, right? It's just we were right. Like, okay, great. So what do we do about it? Well, if you think that the software stocks are going to stop going down, then if the market has proven us right that in fact the cryptos are more software stocks, then if you reverse engineer that and say, well, if crypto stops going down, does that mean software stocks stop going down too? And I would say, yeah, probably. And so here we are at the most logical level ever for Bitcoin to stop going down. Here, throw up my this would be the perfectly logical area for Bitcoin to stop going down, right in the low 70s. Right? The market has proven that this is the level. And if this is not the level, then these are zeros, right? I mean, there is support. Maybe there might be some support at 0. Here, look at that. That's fast charting right there. Throw up slide 2. This is the level. So like this is Bitcoin. And if you think that software stocks are going to stop going down or you're betting on it, I think Bitcoin needs to stop going down, right? So we said, oh, Bitcoin and cryptos, these are just more software stocks. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Well, software stocks got clobbered with the rest of the market going up, and Bitcoin's also clobbered with the rest of the market going up. Okay, so then if Bitcoin stops going down, what does that mean for software stocks? I think that is probably a good thing for software stocks. This is now or never. Now or never. Let's see it. It's got to happen now.
Huge level. I think it probably does happen, but the fact that it hasn't happened yet makes me think maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it just got here like yesterday.
Yeah, no.
What do you mean it hasn't happened yet? It just
exactly.
got here.
No, I like to see some momentum off those lows. We had some nice lower shadows yesterday, and then no follow through. They're right back to selling these things today. So it's not looking good here today. We'll see. Solana's already below its key level. I think these things are just going to keep bleeding lower, and the broader market's going to be in big trouble.
Jensen Huang, he's the CEO of NVIDIA.
Yeah, the reason why it's not just rotation is because the flows aren't commensurate, right? The amount of selling, the amount of money that's coming out of big tech ain't pouring into these little unimportant groups. We're talking about big numbers versus small numbers.
Jensen Huang, he's the CEO of NVIDIA. You should look him up. He
Where's
said
that money
that software stocks are not, the market's getting it wrong.
Yeah, and he started all this. He's the one who said AI is eating software a year ago.
You know, when the CEOs start telling me that the market is wrong.
Well, those are his customers, bro.
I know. What's he going to say? You guys suck? No, he's going to be like, oh, they're doing great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
Google can't save it. One stock can't save it. Like the group has to stop collapsing.
I just
the best
don't.
stocks
I
in
just
the world.
don't like it when the CEOs start to defending. When the CEOs start defending.
It's simple. What's happening here? Okay,
saying the market's wrong. Yeah, I don't think the market's wrong.
Let's draw a distinction.
Why do we want to hear from Mark Benioff? What does he have anything to do with this?
The market could be wrong. I was saying this to Weitzel last night. He wants to come on here and debate software. I said, bro, I'm already wrong. He goes, I admire your humility. Let's debate it. I said, bro, I'm wrong. The time to debate it would have been 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You want to come on here and victory lap on me? So I explained to him, the market could still be wrong, but you can't fight it. Like I could sit here and think, oh, the market's got this way wrong. Like Microsoft is going to be a screaming buy at some point. The value you're going to get in these software stocks just amazing. But you don't want to fight it when it's in the middle of it. Like it's trying to figure something out. Market obviously has a very strong opinion about software right now. So I still think you look forward to next quarter and Salesforce, Adobe, ServiceNow, Microsoft will come out, report great quarters again, which they just did, show that there is zero deterioration in the underlying fundamentals of their business, show that AI is not eating their business at all, and then the market could re-rate these stocks again. But the re-rating to the downside is called multiple contraction that's going on right now. It's just multiple contraction, right? But earnings are not falling in these stocks. Every dollar of their earnings is just worth less to the market. Now, the market could come out and say, maybe we shouldn't have given these software stocks a 50% valuation haircut. Maybe that was a little bit aggressive. There's no fundamental deterioration. The market moves early. It's always forward looking. It's going to price things in even if it's wrong. But then it could correct itself, reverse course, and you could see a re-rating higher in these stocks, which is probably what happens. But it probably takes, at this point, until next earnings season, because the companies today are coming out and reporting great earnings, and the market's like, I don't care. You're going to have bad earnings next quarter, and the quarter after that is what's really going on here.
The chat's telling me to listen to you because you have your finger on the pulse of the market. Are you? I told you not to stick your fingers in those weird places.
Right now, it feels like anything I touch crumbles, but I used to think that.
Not in the MSTR. I'm getting asked if I'm in the MSTR. Nope. Maybe one day. I don't know. We'll see. When these things stop crashing, when Bitcoin starts going up, you know?
I'm looking to dip in. Like, I'm looking to dip in. I already have some positions that are getting absolutely blown. But I'm going to dip in more as soon as we see some evidence of a tradable low. We're just not seeing it. Every day you come in, it's more red. Coinbase has been down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 straight days.
Wow.
That's some run.
Wow. Ooh. Run that. Is that the most ever? All right, let's talk to Kenny. Kenny in the house. Let's do it.
Woo. It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they tug it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hola.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Kenny Glick in the house.
I like your deep dive analysis. Hey, by the way, to you Bitcoin people, looks like silver's bouncing, but your Bitcoin's going the other way. Oh,
tell him, Kenny. Tell him.
Oh, what's up? Oh, yeah. Good times.
I used to be a trader. It's a tough racket.
Yeah. When Bitcoin breaks 73 again, you got a little support at 68,600, 66,600, 66,600. But when that doesn't hold, you're going back to 50. And then we'll see who's got the courage to hang in there or buy more, because all these Johnny-come-latelys who have been talking about Bitcoin, most of their cost averages are above 40 or 50,000. And again, let me just put this into more perspective. The fuck do you need this shit for, right? So you got, it's at 70 grand. Let's say it does double from here and it takes 5 years. Who cares? What are you getting in? You're putting in 700,000? You're putting 7 million into
It's
Bitcoin.
a scarce asset, Kenny. Scarcity.
It's garbage. I'll see you at
Scarcity.
0. Anyway, or you can make money with me every day, and then if you want to throw it onto some worthless cryptocurrency, I'll launch my own coin for you. Ready? Uber, right? Everybody's hating on Uber. So the numbers come out. He's sitting there while the stock's hemorrhaging on CNBC.
Show the chart.
There it is. Faux show, bro. Get up early. Blue line to orange line. You're cashing out at the orange line. And now we're sitting here with I don't care lots, because if it keeps going, we're going to stick around, but we're not getting out unless it breaks 77.85. And if you were just seeing me dance and sing, I've been doing a TikTok show at 7 o'clock in the morning. I cannot believe how many crazy people are into finance on TikTok. I thought it was just me looking at girls that I can't possibly get in my life. But man, there's a lot of people.
I stopped. I joined it, and that's what they were showing me. I was like, "This isn't okay. I can't be on this." And
Exactly.
It was like years ago.
There's a bunch of redheads asking me if I like redheads. I'm like, I do like redheads. How did you know? I just got here.
Dude, it's wild, that TikTok. You got to stay away from that shit.
It was in my head, but now I started talking about the stock market, and everybody's got a scanner to sell me. I'm in 13 Discord rooms, 300 WhatsApp rooms, and every one of them, I tell them, tell me what you're buying. I'll take the other side of your trade, and I'll bet you 50 grand I come out ahead. Nobody takes the action. I've been betting people. And by the way, join me on TikTok. I'm starting a movement. I got about 7,000 people in the last 3 weeks. I'm going to start a contest. Who's the best trader on the internet?
Some might be calling it a cult, Kenny.
I'm putting up $100,000 of my own money to try to out-trade anybody. Nobody even responds to me challenging them. Like this one guy, he says you could get rich selling puts. Yeah, if you're rich already, what are you doing? You're selling puts? What are you clucking 20 cents on an out-of-money put, and you're waiting a week to get your 20 cents? Yeah, you're getting rich. It's unbelievable. Or this is how you make money, and then you could just screw off for the rest of the day. Uber reports earnings. The stock was already getting slammed. Little VWAP break. Faux show, bro, at the half number. You're banging it out here at 72, selling 75, selling 77.80, and now we're probably going to get cashed out of the rest. And now we just can sit back and wait for AMD. You guys like this bull market? Well, how do you not like AMD down here, right? Under VWAP the whole morning. You got little faux show starting right here. You get over VWAP, you're probably going to look at 5 or 6 points on this bad boy. So sit back and wait, put some music on, and go make fun of people buying Bitcoin and worthless pieces of garbage on the internet.
Tell him, Kenny, what else is moving this morning?
I got to be looking at Eli Lilly. I don't normally look at it, but they reported earnings. Is the big Lilly. So above the VWAP, I'll be looking to short it possibly.
How will we call it now? The Big Lily?
Big Lilly. This stock is a monster. Again, if you've owned Lilly for the last 20 years, congratulations. One of the greatest stocks ever. This makes you want to believe in the market, one of these kind of stocks. But again, I look for it as a short. Also, what was there? There was, SMCI. This one, the forgotten stock. I mean, this one has been left for dead and, gapped up. I would have already shorted it, but now it's kind of showing its nature. I think it's going to give back some more. This stock has been kind of out of favor for months and months and months. But going back to the whole thing about Bitcoin and software, you're right. And if you didn't notice, Bitcoin led the turnaround yesterday. So Bitcoin now is basically the QQQ on steroids. It's not a safe haven. It's a tech stock. That's all it is. And it actually led the charge yesterday. So yesterday, when the Bitcoin turned, the Qs came along for the ride, and this was yesterday's move. We absolutely lit it up. We were short right until the pivot, and then we bought some 612 calls for $1.70, banging them out at $4 and $5. Even when the market's weak, you generally have a little relief rally going into the close. And with these zero-date options, it's the greatest invention ever. So, man, this is, I've said this enough. I'll say it again. This is the greatest trading environment I have ever seen. You got to be watching this VWAP. You got to watch this stuff every day. Don't take my word for it, friends. You got to come and see these trades live. All right? Good luck. And Bitcoin is zero.
Tell me how you really feel, Kenny. Go get him. Go put on a trade with Kenny. Like, seriously. Bitcoin's an inflation trade. No, probably not.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is not a hedge against anything. It is maybe against profitability. Maybe it's a hedge against profitability. For the record, gold and silver are not any of those things either. They're not a hedge against inflation or a hedge. These are risk assets just like anything else.
I can use it as a paperweight.
Differently, you're going to get penalized.
I could use it I could sharpen it up and use it as a Chinese star. All right. Right.
Don't treat these things as hedges. These are risk assets. I don't care what anybody says. Convince me otherwise.
Oh, by the way, speaking of risk, I do believe we are going lower. I'm short the Qs right now. If we break yesterday's lows, which is kind of like a double bottom from the overnight session, that would be pretty bearish. And the only thing that's keeping me from thinking we're going to roll over is UVXY. So if UVXY, again, one more time, if UVXY is above 38 today, this market's definitely testing those Sunday night overnight lows, and I think they're going to give way, and Bitcoin's going to lead the charge. And I'm serious. If it breaks down to that 73,000, you got 66 underneath there, and then under 66, you're looking at 50,000 on Bitcoin, and then we'll see who's got the stones. Then we'll see. And again, I will buy it back at $8 grand. See you there.
Go get him, Kenny. Go get him, buddy. I'm rooting for you. I am rooting for him. I always have been rooting for him. You know.
I love just the casual mention at the end. By the way, I'm short the Qs. By the way. Before we bring on Brian, something that's been bugging me for a little while is, so yes, you guys have said for a while that Bitcoin is just software, right? And it trades with software. And this is true now, obviously. But if the two were to ever diverge for a meaningful period of time, then you can't say that anymore, right?
Yeah, but they're not right now.
No,
I agree, Spencer. Yeah. I don't know if software is the right analogy for the long term.
It is like software at the moment, right? But
so, I mean, JC, you own more crypto than anybody I know. Are you doing anything with it?
I mean, I own crypto in private assets. Like, I'm not in my liquid portfolios. Like, yeah,
You're
like I have some
Ethereum.
NFTs. And I have like private companies that I'm an investor in that mine for Bitcoin. I'm installing a Bitcoin miner in my pool to heat the pool. So yeah, like I'm in, but it's not like things that I'm moving around.
NFTs are liquid. You don't view those as liquid assets?
But I'm not trading these things. Like, you know, I have a few, and then like if things really go bananas, I'll sell some. You know,
Steve,
yeah,
it's only liquid if you trade them. If you never trade them, they're not liquid.
No, the NFTs are liquid enough. But I don't treat them as like trading, you know, like I'm not trading these things.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I have some accumulated assets that I can't touch. And then if there's trading opportunities in Bitcoin or crypto in general, you know, I jump all over it. Of course. I've been saying that I've been looking to buy Solana forever. Still haven't looking to, you know,
I didn't know that
buy some
NFTs were forever buys. I thought you would look like bought and sold them.
Which ones?
Your NFTs.
Yeah. If they go up, I'll sell some.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever. The only NFTs that I've ever sold, actually, I think are just because I needed some liquidity for, you know, to buy like a house or whatever. You know, we'll see. I'd like to own actual liquid crypto. You know, I'm looking just like you. MicroStrategy or Coinbase down 12 days in a row. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, you should get a big bounce there soon.
You like this SMCI that Kenny just brought up? Kind of got my attention a little bit.
It's having a great morning.
I don't know. This whole basket is tough right now.
What is SMCI technically? Is it software? No.
AI, semiconductors.
It's semis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting slaughtered today on earnings.
So SMCI up 8.5%. It is technically computer hardware.
Semis.
Yeah, no, but it's AI.
It's servers.
I see as computer hardware.
Okay. Anyway, should we talk to Brian Lund?
Please.
Okay.
Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
BC Lund.
How we doing?
You know, just doing the thing, baby. You know, doing a little morning show. Gonna look at some charts, maybe send some emails, head into the city for some steaks. You know.
So when you head into the city, do you spend the night in the city?
No, just Uber back and forth.
You come back?
Yeah. I got kids and shit, man. You know what I mean?
Going into the city is such an East Coast thing. Like, we don't go into the city here on the West Coast.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's nice to be far enough from the city that I don't have to deal with the city, but then it's great to be able to just pop in whenever I want, both for fun. Like Like Morgan and I are going next week. We're going out to dinner. You know, we're going to the spa. And we will stay in the city, right? So her and I actually will stay that night.
And you drive or you take a train into the city?
When we stay, we'll drive. And if we're going to come back and forth, we'll Uber or get a car service.
Last time I was in Manhattan, I rented a car and people were like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "I'm West Coast. I need a car."
No, I know. You know, city driving is not terrible. It has, you know, people are scared to drive in the city, and I could see why, but it's not terrible. Like once you actually do it, it's not so bad.
It depends where you are. It depends where you are, doesn't it? Midtown ain't so bad. It's a grid. Downtown, different story.
If you can drive in SoCal, you can drive in Manhattan. The problem is it takes like 30 minutes just to get 4 blocks. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, yes.
A lot of walking in New York City. Less car, you know, subways are easy, you know, especially during rush hour. If you take an Uber from Midtown to downtown in rush hour, you're never going to get there. Yeah. You'll be there in 15 minutes if you take the subway or faster.
All right, you know? Brian, what has your attention right now?
What has my attention? Yeah. What has my attention is a tweet I put out 4 years ago. That's what has my attention. It's this little known stock called Cisco. And I said,
hey now.
I said, what would happen if Cisco did the same thing that Microsoft did? People laughed in my face. And here we have Cisco breaking out to what, 25-year highs?
What's going on there? I know you're a trader, Brian. Maybe you know, but what's the story with Cisco that it's such a comeback story here?
So from what I understand, the story is if AI actually, you know, is this big thing that we all think it's going to be, you need hardware, right? You need switches. You need all the physical, you know, stuff that gets the signals and the data from one place to the other. And that's Cisco's bailiwick. Bailiwick. That's an old time term. But yeah, that's the
Dude, you're going to have to explain what a bailiwick is, bro.
I'm going to look that up. I
don't know that I want to know what that is. Sounds a little kinky. Right?
It is
is that what you guys do over on West Coast? You bailey lick each other? What is it?
It's a sphere of operations or a particular area of interest.
Thank you very much. Get your mind out of the gutter, Jason.
That's a new word for me,
I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of Diddy parties you got going on over there. Some freak offs out in Cali. I know what's going on out there.
I've got the sources back here, buddy. Don't even start.
Let me ask you this software situation that you're seeing, right? So here we are coming in hot. Talking Cisco, talking hardware, software getting the shit kicked out of it. You know, as a trader, are you looking for an opportunity for a bounce here? Are you staying away? Like, how are you thinking about this software disaster?
Yeah, it's a great question. So if I had my choice, if the market worked the way I wanted it to work, I'd always be looking for breakout trades, but the market doesn't always do that, right? So on Sunday, I put out 5 names that I thought we could possibly see a reversal trade on at some point this week. But to be honest, there's literally like 100 names. And one of the reasons I don't think the market is going to roll over in the next day or two is because I think some of these names are so oversold short term that they've got to bounce. I mean, if you just go down the list, they're running away from their moving averages, even the shortest ones. So I think we at least have a bounce in these names at some point that may last a day to 3 days. Then we'll see if they roll back over and along with it, the market. So
are you, you know, you don't strike me as like an oil and gas driller trader, you know, as long as I've known you, maybe because those stocks maybe haven't been in vogue, right? And vogue, that's an old word. That's an old guy word, right? In vogue.
Yeah.
Hasn't been in vogue. But a guy like yourself, do you know, move sector to sector, or are you sticking with growth and, you know, your select stocks?
Again, if I had my choice, I wouldn't be in oil and gas. Oil and gas, we've talked about this before. They're like aircraft carriers. They get moving in a certain direction. They just kind of go slowly that way for a long time. What I did do a couple weeks back is I bought some April calls in Devon and in Oxy, which so far are doing okay. But I would rather not be in oil and gas if I
Why though?
They just don't have the same characteristics as some of the other stocks I like to trade. They're, you know, like Oxy can be down, you know, 5% one day, up 10%, like Valero. Those are just very choppy names. So it's not that conducive for my style. And that's why I think the option plays are better on those. So you can just define your risk and give it some time to work through all the zigs and zags it's going to do.
All right, so you are in the oil and gas. What about like materials or anything like this? Industrials? Are you in any of these sort of more value-oriented areas?
No, we've talked about this before. Usually, when the market is not, when the names I like to play, the areas I like to play aren't working, instead of trying to force myself into other names or sectors that I'm not as comfortable with, I'm fine just sitting back and waiting. Like I think I really believe in trade less, make more. Hang on, my cat is freaking out. Let me just open the door here.
Dude, I didn't know that Brian Lund was a cat lady.
Yeah, well, I wasn't a cat person, but I got
You
kids,
and, you and
and how
Steve
they
Strazza,
can.
you guys could do everything together.
I know.
Do you also do water aerobics with the senior citizens or no?
No,
Just
not.
Strazza.
I haven't done that yet.
All right, you should talk to him about it. He seems to
Goat
really enjoy
yoga.
it.
I'm thinking about doing goat yoga. Have you seen that?
No, I have not seen the goat yoga.
Look that up. Look up goat yoga. It's a big thing out here on the West Coast right now. You can go up to the Arboretum on Saturday and see a lot of middle-aged white women doing goat yoga.
How about that? So you're just doing yoga, hanging out with goats?
Well, actually, the goats, I'm not lying, they actually get on your back when you're doing certain poses, and they interact with you as you're doing yoga. So,
Wow.
look it up.
Goats are delicious and everything, but they stink, man. I'm not trying to get some goats walking on me,
Yeah, you strike me as the type of guy that would be into gamey meats. Lamb, goat,
Dude,
pheasant, things like that.
Dude, you
I'm
get
not
like a
real-
nice like a goat ragu. Woo,
Yeah.
hell yeah. And the Italians do it too. What do the Italians call it? They have a word for it. What's the Italian goat dish? What is it called? It's like I would love to learn how to make it. It's like an Italian
I don't know.
stew.
We've got
Caperetto, that's what it is.
we have a
Goats.
Pakistani place that just opened up here that actually that's one of the main meats that they use is goat.
The Haitians love the goat. When you go to the slaughterhouses, you got all the Cubans on Noche Buena getting the pigs, and the Haitians are right there getting the goats, and they're shaving the hair off with the flamethrower. Like, it's wild.
We have a no goat rule here because the way the whole house starts to stink when you cook goat is absolutely disgusting. I hate goat.
I'm
But
gonna
I heard
make
you
the
talking about
caperetto.
oxtail earlier.
I'll tell you how
this
it
week,
comes out.
Steve. Some
That I like.
oxtail. Huh?
No, your whole kitchen smells like a farm. It's insane.
He's being a little dramatic.
No, it's disgusting. Oxtail, on the other hand, is delicious.
Very
Brian,
good.
how concerning is the selling in big tech, and do you think it bleeds over to the broader market?
So we were just talking about this before you jumped on. I think a lot of these names are short-term oversold. I think they're due for a bounce. Then we're going to see what's really going to happen here. But yeah, of course, it's look, if you look at the big names, you got Apple, which is breaking out, which is holding up, still doing well. You got Google at all-time highs. You got Tesla, which is holding pretty well on some of these down days. So there are some bigger names that are still hanging in there, but
Google made all-time highs yesterday.
yeah, that's right. So it's not all bad, but it's one of those things where, like, when you watch the market degrade, you'll see, where they kill the generals last, right? Those eventually, one thing's going to have to happen. Either those are going to die and they're going to roll over the rest of the market, or the market's going to find some sort of stabilization. I think short term, it's due for a bounce, and then we'll see what happens after that.
No, I think that's a good take. I'm with you.
Dude, I love seeing all these there's so many blowups happening, right? You got the precious metals blew up some institutions. This software stuff is blowing up some institutions. Like, these are healthy resets, like, just for the market. It's good to see the market doing its job. It's just, you're seeing them left and right. Like, you're not hearing the names. I did hear about one bank that went under from Friday, but like, you'll hear them like in the future. Some you might be familiar with, some you won't be, but they're blowing up left and right. It's great.
It's not
I
healthy.
think sorry, go ahead, Steve.
It's not healthy to see the most owned stocks collapsing. That can actually create some problems. Actually, you're seeing
at extremes. That is precisely what happens.
Yeah, but that's not healthy for the broader market.
Yes,
like,
it is.
software can't blow up.
It's mean reversion.
Software
There's
can't
nothing wrong
blow
with
up
that.
like this for too long, and the broader market's fine.
Listen, don't be one of these like, oh, whatever. If it happened before 2015, it didn't happen. For a long time, value stocks outperform. For a long time, the rest of the world outperforms the U.S.
Yeah, but dude,
phenomenally was just what we just saw.
No, but there's a distinction, right? It's value stocks are outperforming, but the rest of the market's healthy, and then it's value stocks are outperforming, and the rest of the market's falling off a fucking cliff.
So let me
But it's
pretend like
not.
I'm here in this conversation. So I think the big question is crypto. I really think that's the
Yeah.
big question. And, you know, if you go down the list of the altcoins, shitcoins, whatever, the devastation is amazing with the Cardanos, the Heliums, the Polkadots, the Polygons, like all these things are down 85, 90, 95%. Solana looks horrible. Everything looks horrible. And you guys are talking about crypto as, you know, like proxies for software. Like, haven't we figured out at this point that most of these things are just pure speculative things? I mean, is there a functional use for any of these things? I don't think so. And that was the wrap. And the other wrap was, oh, when your currency gets debased, you're going to want to be in crypto, right? Well, we just saw over the last few months that that's not that's not a use case for these. So what is, I think there's a
Not
little
at
bit of
all.
the emperor has no clothes going on here in crypto. And that I think is a big problem.
Also, remember, Brian, crypto is nothing, right? Crypto is $2.5 trillion. Bitcoin's $1.5 trillion. This is nothing when you're talking about hundreds of trillions of dollars in stocks all over the world. It's a rounding error at best. And I've always said that. So I don't necessarily think that it's so impactful, bigger picture, although I do agree that it is important because I think it is a gauge for software stocks. And if you're interested in software, I think you got to be looking at Bitcoin because I think it's similar. So within software, then crypto actually can be, you know, construed as a large component of that group. A bigger picture, it's a rounding error at best, always has been.
I think it's the gauge for animal spirits and risk appetite more broadly. You don't need a signal for software right now. You don't need to look at something else to tell you what software is doing. Software is clear as day what software is doing, falling off a cliff.
Also, sometimes some of the biggest fires start with a little spark, so you never know how this could change investor sentiment. I mean, look, we're in a very degen time. I know, JC, you've talked a lot about you know, the betting markets and all these things like that. Like, I feel like if we were to get a big shakeout in some of the major names in crypto, it could have some follow-on effects that maybe
we always said the day that MicroStrategy blows up, and none of us are smart enough to know if and when that will ever happen. But
we buy all the Bitcoin we can, right?
If it does, what's the trade? If MicroStrategy blows up, what's the trade? You buy Bitcoin. That's right. The trade. We've always said that for years. Just like if Warren Buffett died, you buy the dip in the Berkshire. Like, you know, we always said that too. Like, not to be like, you know, morbid or anything, but this is
like
real
when
life.
the coal ETF blew up. That's when we buy coal stocks. Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
that works.
So, you know, I mean, that's how I'm thinking about it. MicroStrategy blows up, you buy Bitcoin that day.
So there's nothing to do with Bitcoin until MicroStrategy blows up.
That's not. We've been saying this for years, and we've traded Bitcoin a million times since then. No, we've always said that, and you agreed, didn't you? No, you said wait a couple days.
Yeah.
Strazza says wait a couple of days. I
but
think
there's got to be a trade for crypto between now and then.
So I'm going to give you a thematic trade here. This isn't something I usually do. I'm more of obviously a technical guy, but I do have long-term positions. So we have our own Palantir out here in Orange County. They're just not public. They're called Anduril, right? And they're a beast. And so you can't trade the stock, but there are a lot of component suppliers with this company that are public. And so these are stocks that are thematic, and eventually Anduril is going to go public. And what's going to happen with these stocks is you're going to open up your portfolio in 3 to 5 years, are either going to be gazillions of dollars or zeros, right? So here's a couple names I've got. One is Velo, VELO.
Yep.
Another one is OPTX, OPTT, and KRKN, Kraken. These are 4 names that are suppliers to Anduril that are public. They're all, you know, beaten down somewhat, but again, these are Sydney or the Bush, all or nothing, you know, worth a little bit of speculative capital.
OP what?
OPTT.
Ocean Power Tech.
Yep. So the big thing about Anduril is not only are they in defense, but they are big in submersibles, right? And there is a whole world, not only from a military standpoint, but also mining, undersea mining and things like this. And some of these component companies create the optics. They create some of the sensors, a lot of things. It's not just Anduril specific. Like if we have a commitment to, you know, like Musk wants to mine in outer space, if we also start to mine undersea, these are companies that are just going to rip. Again, they're going to be all or nothing, but it's better than putting your money in Polkadot. Let's put it that way.
Do you even know what Polkadot does?
Yeah, it goes up and down on the screen.
No, I just wanted to call you out. I don't know what they do either.
Yeah. Do you know what helium does? I mean, I know you had helium shoes at one point. Do you know what helium does?
Well, I never had helium shoes, but I actually do know a lot about helium because like we've got like 2,000 helium miners, and these guys are installing the 5G for the helium, like in the stadium. So I actually do know a couple of things.
Speaking of miners, what about Hut and Wolf? They look pretty good still, surprisingly. That's odd.
What
right?
is it
Given
about those that makes them stand out from the others, especially Hut?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Both
just
of
saying
them.
from a technical standpoint. I mean, they look a lot better than Coin and some of these other names.
Strazza, what do you think? What's the difference between these? You've looked into these things.
Between what? Hut and what?
The Hut and the Wolf versus like some of the other ones.
Data
Why
center.
does it look so much better?
No, they're doing data center stuff.
That's why.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. They pivoted from Bitcoin mining.
Got it. So that's what it was. They got away from the crypto more into the AI. Nice pivot.
Yeah, seriously, a lot of them did it at the perfect time. Probably saved their companies.
Oh, and pot stocks. Make sure you invest in those.
Dude,
Yeah.
these pot stocks, man, they just can't get it. They just can never get going. Every time you think there's a chance, there is not.
Yeah, they had
I've
some
seen
fireworks there late last year
Yeah.
and then nothing.
I've seen some loser groups of permabulls, but I don't think I've ever seen a bigger loser group of permabulls than the pot permabulls.
And what is
Seriously,
their-
like,
what
and
is
not
their
only that, but you're
justification?
starting to hear some pushback now from some serious areas that, like, hey, maybe it's not a good idea that we've legalized marijuana and that everyone should be able to smoke it, right? If that starts really getting some purchase, oh my God, these things are going to zero.
Is that going on?
It's going on big time. There was an ad,
Really?
a full page ad in the Wall Street Journal the other day from a really prestigious group of doctors saying, well, we don't think that, THC and CBD can solve all your problems. In fact, we think it's the beginnings of psychosis and a lot of other issues. So it's,
Wow. See, I don't have a good read on it because the politics toward it are very negative where I live. And
Sure.
where I came from, it was the opposite. They're very positive.
Still in Florida, it's still verboten, huh?
It's medical here. You have to pay the
Right.
government to buy weed.
I still can't get over the fact that I'll walk down the street and smell it, and I go like this because growing up, if you smelled it, you'd be like, someone smoking pot. Now, people, how is it you can walk down the street smoking pot, but you can't walk down the street drinking a Bud Light? That makes no sense to me.
Well, some places you can.
Some places you can.
Florida, you
Brian.
can. They don't have
Some-
laws down there.
Yes.
But New York City, you could smell it everywhere. Everywhere. Because you used to smell it
New
like
York
coming out of
City's
the
gotten
alleys.
disgusting.
You could smell it. Now you smell it everywhere. Right on Fifth Avenue. They're like passing blunts to the cops. It's wild.
Because of those because the big buildings, it just funnels down those streets, and you smell it like crazy. Even down out
gross.
by the water, you smell it.
Brian, here you
I
go.
enjoy-
October 2018. What do you think happened after this? After Bloomberg Business Week, elevate your portfolio. See what they did there? Elevate your portfolio.
New York City really messed up there because they kicked out a ton of local businesses to open all these pot shops, and now the streets in New York are even more disgusting than they were, and all these little bodegas, which gave a really nice vibe to old New York City, are gone now. Can't get a meat patty anywhere.
Can't get a meat patty.
Hey, guess what? We've got a Prince's Pizza out here in Costa Mesa. Can you believe that?
Wow.
What's the Princess Pizza?
It's their West Coast one. You know, the one's got you always talk about,
Yeah.
JC, with the cup pepperoni.
Oh, Prince Street.
Yeah, Prince Street.
Prince Street. Yeah, they have
nice.
the sister location out here now.
These
Nice.
these pizzerias, man, they're getting really good at franchising, and they're spreading. They're everywhere. It's happening in Florida too, and I love to see it.
Dude, there's a Rayo's at the Caesars in Vegas.
No,
Yeah,
you don't-
that's right,
no,
there is.
You don't want to do that.
No.
Dude, you can get Rayo's in your
Yeah.
supermarket now. I buy their sauce and their
Me too.
spaghetti all
It's
the
the
time.
sauce
delicious.
actually is good. The vodka sauce is
great.
good.
Yeah.
Low sugar too. It's good.
Brian,
Promo
Brian,
program. Shout
Brian-
out Pearl Dog.
Brian, this is my kind of mistake. You know how they've been dangling safe banking for like 10 years at this point? One of these days, one of these years, it's going to actually pass, and that'll be bad news because then they can't dangle it. Then the cherry is gone, right? And they can't dangle it in front of people anymore. So the good news will be bad news, and then it's over. Game over after that happens. So that's my cannabis stocks take.
They haven't been able to get that passed under Republican or Democratic.
They've literally been trying. I think it's been like 7 or 8 years they've been trying to get
Yeah.
this thing, and yeah, I don't know. Several presidents at this point.
And I got to work on my lighting. Look at this. I look I look whiter than I really am.
Me too.
And I'm pretty
Look at
white.
this guy.
What are you gonna do?
Dude, and you're in California, so no excuses. I'm in the Northeast. There's freaking snow everywhere.
Dude, I am like German, Welsh, Scottish, Norwegian, Swedish, everything white, dorky with no rhythm. That's me.
Yeah, but you can play the drums and you live in California, so no excuses.
Brian,
And I married a Vietnamese gal to get some ethnicity in my kids.
What I'm saying, it's got to come through osmosis or some shit.
Yeah.
Brian, before we go, what is the best Winter Olympics sporting event?
Oh, for sure, curling.
Okay,
Curling.
You heard it. You heard the man.
Are they really going to play flag football at the summer games? Because I'll tell you, I tried to watch the Pro Bowl last night, and what a fucking joke. I mean, flag football is just tough.
Well, they're not flag football players. They're not very good at that.
Well, and that's the other thing, right? If they do have flag football at the summer games, I think there are other countries who actually take flag football seriously. The NFL players, the NFL players will get whooped because they'll play against real teams with
only America. America's just gonna be playing against ourselves. Maybe
totally
some Canadians in there. That's it.
Is that true?
I don't know.
It's a terrible idea.
I like it, but America's gonna dominate.
All right, guys. Let's let Brian run. He's been here for all morning with us.
Thanks, Brian.
So we appreciate it. All right.
Have fun in the city, buddy.
Oh, thank you. I like the biathlon, the one where they have to ski and then shoot guns. That's wild.
That's a great event. There are so many great events.
You have to calm down because you're skiing, and then all of a sudden you got to be and then you got to shoot. That's crazy.
Yep. All right.
Market's open.
Market's open. Let's bring on Mary, see what she's buying and or selling and or rebuying or reselling. I don't know what she's been doing. Let's find out. Mary, are you here?
Bring her out. What's up, Mary?
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
Oh, just doing the thing. What's your favorite Olympic winter sport?
Oh goodness, probably one of the skiing events, whether it be downhill skiing or the snowboarding. Where they're doing the half pipes and the tricks and the things. Yeah,
I'm team downhill all the way.
The fast stuff.
I want my kids to see because they're old enough to understand. We're watching figure skating from I think last time it was a 15-year-old Russian girl doing crazy things. She was insane. So my daughter loved the figure skating. She loved it. She was totally into it.
For sure.
And we take the kids to hockey games all the time. So, I wanted to watch it.
It's
cool.
the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, Mary, what's happening in a rangefinder over here? What is this?
Oh yeah, so I brought along some screenshots because you know how I like to come on and when I don't exactly know where to shop, or I've been listening to the morning show and I've been listening to you guys talking about specific areas where we're seeing a lot of relative strength or things like that. I go into Rangefinder and let's throw up the energy one first. So we've been talking about energy for quite some time now, and so with Rangefinder, one of the great things that you can do, this is from the premium member side, you can go in and sift and sort and filter through all of our trade ideas because there are thousands in there. And that can be overwhelming. So when you want to go shopping for something very specific, use those filters. They're highlighted over on the side. The asset details, I like to filter by sector. I've put energy in here. You can also filter by industry, by country. There's a lot of different ways that you could really take 1,000 trade ideas down into finding exactly what you want to buy to one or two. So the trade idea that I want to highlight here from this most recent search is Valero. This is one that I have been in and out of many, many times. It has been so good to me. And I really like it right here, right now, mainly because we had a gap up a few weeks back, and it's been chopping right at these former all-time highs. And now this week we're putting in this huge bullish engulfing candle. And so, as long as we're above 185, I think Valero's set up for the next leg higher. And so I really like this one. I feel like there have been a lot of trades in the energy space that have kind of left the station without me. And this is one that's looking ready to go. Like I said, fresh leg higher.
Yeah, this one, I was just looking at it this morning. Brian Lund brought it up. What about something outside energy?
So let's jump back into Rangefinder. Now this is over in our Breakout multiplier members area section. So Steve loves to look for the stocks that are super squeezy. trade ideas or stocks that have been showing relatively very low volatility compression over the last few weeks or the last few days. And an industry that I have had a lot of success with really since about Christmas. I got long a lot of regional banks. You guys were talking about Citizen Financial. I've been in that one. I was in Northern Trust, to name a few. Then, so when a sector is working well for me, I like to just kind of keep going back to the well. And so I was searching for the regional banks in the breakout multipliers area so that we could find the squeezy ones. So I highlighted where you can do that if you are a breakout multiplier member. Go to the search function there on the right, the little box, and then you can filter. And so here are some financials. The one that I really like here that I brought the chart along is the FHN, the First Horizon. And granted, wow, I didn't even realize it's already moving more on me today.
Yep.
So this exemplifies what we're talking about, right? So this is a daily chart, and for the last several weeks, it's just been choppy. Bollinger Bands have compressed. Volatility has come in. We've got the PPO there on the bottom. You're seeing a nice cross. And yesterday was a great day. Put in a stick. I see that we're even gapping above that yet
Strazza
today.
would be Strazza's so proud that you're talking PPO out here. You know, look at Mary talking PPO. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Well, yeah, I was a MACD girl, and then Strazza put me on the PPO. So it's been PPO ever since. But there are a number of charts in the regional banks that look this way. Key Corp is one, again, type compression over the last several days, and it's breaking out. US Bank Corp, same thing, compression over the last couple of weeks, and it's breaking out. So, you know, that's when I'm looking for shorter term trades. I really like to go into the breakout multipliers members area to look for those squeezy type plays. On the longer term side, however, I brought another chart along that I saw, TCBI. This is Texas Capital. This is a monthly chart, big old
TCBI,
base.
sure.
Yeah, so big old base on this one above, let's just call 100 even. We've got, we're on to the races with that one. We've got a big base. As I've learned it around here, bigger the base, higher the space. So, you know, you guys were talking about the regionals early this morning at the beginning of the show, and what that's going to look like in a space where software is doing what it's doing if tech continues to follow, big tech especially, along, and money's coming out of the market. Is that going to, you know, spill over into these other asset classes, especially something like regional banks? Know where you're going to be wrong. And charts that I brought along today, especially like the Texas Capital, you're going to know very quickly if we roll over, you can get out at that 100 level and save your money for another rainy day.
Yeah. No, I like that. You know, trade what's in front of you, right? If you think that, you know, the selling in software is going to spill into regional banks, you'll know, and you'll be out. Yeah.
Yep.
But they
100%.
haven't yet. New highs today. I mean, maybe today's the high. Who knows? But not yet.
Could be. Yep. But they've been making me money. And like I said, until they stop making me money, I'm long, and I'm looking for more opportunities, especially when I can define my risk really well at a defined area and a defined level.
Yeah.
Well, Mary, we always appreciate you joining us here on the morning show. So thank you.
My pleasure.
For coming by. Give her a follow there. Her Twitter handle is up on the screen. Want to remind you guys that, you know, we actually didn't talk a ton of earnings today. We mentioned it briefly with the Uber, but Strazza will be going way more in depth on earnings season, how he trades it tomorrow at 2:00. The link is in the chat. We'll put it on the screen right now. It's also in the description on YouTube. And it is Wednesday. We have a full slate on Wednesday. Kenny's live at 11. Jeff Mackey is going live at 1 to preview Amazon earnings, which is tomorrow after the close. We got Sean. If you have any questions about options trading, buying, selling, spreads, whatever, tune into What Are My Options at noon right here on the channel with Sean McLaughlin. And then Riley will be talking AI and software stocks in that tug of war today on Godspeed Live at 5. So full slate on the schedule for the day. Thank you, Brian. Hey, new guest on the show tomorrow, by the way. This was a JC request. Steven Sutmeyer will be on the show tomorrow. So That's the plan. And we'll see what happens. How about that? All right. So everyone go make some money. Thanks for watching. Drop us a like. We'll see you on a different show, or if not, tomorrow morning.
YOLO responsibly.
Always.
Thank you, Mary.
Always.
My pleasure.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.